If you are a skeptic in matters of astrology, you will probably ask for concrete proof that astrological predictions have actually been made. These old books are the proof of such predictions. In the first place, we have dear old Mother Shipton, living in 1450 A.D. She actually predicted the discovery of America, the discovery of gold in California, the invention of airplanes and submarines, the inventions of automobiles. She even went so far as to say that the time would come in the distant future when women would cut their hair and wear trousers. A crime has been committed. Astrology can solve crime. It has solved many crimes in the past. Astrology is the strangest of the sciences, but it is a science.
Astral theology offers a key to interpreting ancient law and reminds us that its principles are as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. The most important consideration in life is the journey of the human soul. However, modern individuals have lost the kinship with the universe that ancient people so naturally embraced. They saw themselves as part of a vast living organism, recognizing a common life that they sought to understand and respect. This is in contrast to modern thinkers who try to adjust the universe to man instead of adjusting man to the universe. Ancient people believed that humans originated in a heavenly state, possessing a divine nature before embarking on a journey into the material world. This journey is compared to that of the prodigal son, who left his father's home to seek experience and adventure, but ultimately returned home after facing hardship. Similarly, in astral theology, humans descend from a state of innocence into the material world to gain experience and knowledge. This descent is symbolized by the soul's journey through the orbits of the 7 planets, with each planet bestowing a specific attribute upon the soul. These attributes, while initially empowering, ultimately become limitations, obscuring the soul's true nature. As humans grow older, the potential gifts bestowed by the planets can become negative attributes if they are not properly understood and mastered. This is symbolized by the soul becoming crystallized by old age, with virtues turning into vices. To overcome these limitations and achieve liberation, the soul must consciously ascend through the 7 orbits of the stars, returning the gifts bestowed by the planets. This is achieved by outgrowing and transforming these attributes, ultimately transcending them. The journey of the soul is also likened to the 12 labors of Hercules, which represent the tasks that must be performed before a person can be saved. These labors are symbolized by the 12 signs of the Zodiac, each representing a specific principle or attribute. The soul's journey through the Zodiac is a process of initiation, with each sign presenting a test or challenge that must be overcome. The 12 labors of the Zodiac. Aries, the ram, represents courage and combativeness. The challenge is to cultivate courage without aggression, dedication without despotism. Taurus, the bull, represents steadfastness and stubbornness. The challenge is to be steadfast without being inflexible, loyal to truth rather than opinions. Gemini, the twins, represents psychological polarity and mental division. The challenge is to overcome duality and achieve mental unity, recognizing the inherent unity of all things. Cancer, the crab, represents moods and inconstancy. The challenge is to master one's emotions and achieve inner stability, overcoming the influence of fluctuating moods. Leo, the lion, represents energy and pride. The challenge is to control and direct one's energy, overcoming the temptation to use force for personal gain. Virgo, the virgin, represents service and sacrifice. The challenge is to serve others wisely and compassionately without causing harm or imposing one's will. Libra, the scales, represents balance and justice. The challenge is to seek equilibrium in all things, recognizing the truth that underlies all perspectives. Scorpio, the scorpion, represents death and silence. The challenge is to embrace silence and introspection, recognizing the transformative power of stillness. Sagittarius, the archer, represents aspiration and instruction. The challenge is to be receptive to instruction, recognizing the lessons that can be learned from nature and all experiences. Capricorn, the sea goat, represents prudence and self-control. The challenge is to cultivate temperance and moderation, avoiding the dangers of excess in all things. Aquarius, the water bearer, represents aspiration and altruism. The challenge is to temper idealism with practicality, recognizing the limitations of oneself and others. Pisces, the fishes, represents patience and humility. The challenge is to cultivate patience and endurance, recognizing that some things can only be achieved in their own time. Vestments bestowed upon the soul.
The old philosophies tell us that when man moved downward, out of his original state, he did not cast off his divinity. He simply enclosed it in a lesser condition. He put on new vestments, but the same spiritual being was within them. As man lost his contact with the heaven world, it was not because the God in him died, or that the God in him departed, but rather that it was vestured with a heavier raiment. And this raiment was derived, as the Hermetic axioms tell us, by descending through the various parts of the world.
As the soul descends through the planetary orbits, it receives a vestment from each planet, according to ancient philosophy. These vestments, while initially representing potential strengths, ultimately become limitations that obscure the soul's true nature. The soul must then consciously ascend through the orbits and return these gifts by outgrowing and transforming them. Here are the 7 vestments and the planets that bestow them. Saturn, the soul receives the potential of abstract mind and the power to become prudent. Jupiter, the soul gains the potential power of reason and judgment. Mars, the soul receives the vestment of courage, gaining the power to be brave, perseverant, and patient. Sun, the soul gains the power of vitality and energy necessary to sustain courage. Venus, the soul receives the power of beauty and love, gaining the ability to sacrifice and forget oneself in service of the beloved. Mercury, the soul is given skill and cunning, the ability to use their hands and create, as well as quickness and wit. Moon, the soul receives imagination, the power that can ultimately break the boundaries that hold it and give it freedom. These 7 vestments burden the soul, obscuring its true nature and causing it to descend into the sphere of generation, the earth. The journey of life then becomes a process of growth, unfolding these potentials and learning to use them on the physical level. However, if not mastered, these gifts can become negative, leading to fearfulness, intolerance, audacity, wasted energy, and other vices. The soul must ultimately transcend these limitations by consciously ascending through the planetary spheres and returning these gifts.
So the ascendant, the meridian, and the descendant has been known to be Adam for many years. This is Zosimos, Greek philosopher, Neoplatonist of the 3rd century. So then, the first man among us is named Toth, and among them Adam, a man from the language of the angels. And not only that, but with respect to the body, the name they refer to him by is symbolic, composed of 4 elements from the whole sphere. For the letter A of his name signifies the ascendant, east. The letter D of his name signifies the descendant, west. And the letter M of his name signifies the meridian, south.
Here Santos Bonacci explores the interconnectedness of the universe, revealing the profound meaning of the Dharma wheel as a key to deciphering the language of creation. Bonacci connects ancient wisdom traditions, etymology, and astrology to form an unified system that reveals the underlying patterns and principles governing all existence. The Dharma wheel, an 8-spoked wheel, symbolizes the cyclical nature of time and the flow of energy in the universe. This wheel can be mapped onto various scales. The year. The wheel's spokes align with the equinoxes and solstices, dividing the year into 4 seasons and further subdividing them with cross-quarter days. This structure reflects the annual journey of the sun, influencing the Earth's seasons and agricultural cycles. The day the Dharma wheel also mirrors the daily cycle of the sun. The spokes correspond to key points like sunrise, noon, sunset, and midnight, representing the cyclical flow of energy throughout a single day. The body. Bonacci extends this analogy to the human body, suggesting that the Dharma wheel structure also maps onto the body's energy centers. He connects the ascendant point of the wheel to the head, the descendant to the feet, and the meridian line to the body's central axis, the day. This multi-layered symbolism emphasizes the interconnectedness of all aspects of existence. The same patterns that govern the cosmos also operate within human beings, reflecting the Hermetic principle of as above, so below. Etymology, deciphering the jigsaw puzzle. Bonacci emphasizes the power of language as a reflection of cosmic principles. He suggests that by exploring the roots of words, we can uncover profound insights into the nature of reality. He provides several examples of how etymology reveals hidden connections between seemingly disparate concepts, such as Adam and the Dharma wheel. Bonacci links the name Adam to the Dharma wheel itself. He breaks down the name into its constituent letters, suggesting that A represents the ascendant, D the descendant, and M the meridian. This connection implies that the creation story of Adam is essentially a symbolic representation of the universe's structure and the cyclical flow of time. Torah, Tarot, and Taurus. Bonacci draws a connection between the Torah, the Jewish sacred text, and the Tarot. He sees both as symbolic representations of the Dharma wheel, suggesting that they share a common origin and encode similar cosmic principles. He further links these concepts to the astrological sign of Taurus, emphasizing the Taurus field's role as the fundamental energy pattern from which the universe emerges. Sound and creation. Bonacci repeatedly highlights the link between sound and creation, emphasizing the significance of the Logos, the Word of God, as the creative force behind all manifestation. He explores the etymology of words related to sound, such as audio, gold, radio, and verb, suggesting that they all point towards the idea of sound as a fundamental creative principle. The Zodiac. 12 archetypes on the path to know oneself. Bonacci connects the 12 signs of the Zodiac to the Dharma wheel, highlighting how each sign represents a distinct archetypal energy or principle that humans encounter on their journey through life. He suggests that understanding these archetypes can provide valuable insights into our own personalities, strengths, weaknesses, and life struggles. He also emphasizes the importance of studying astrology as a way to decode the language of God and understand His influence on human life.
Thus in the Pymander of Hermes, we see the soul coming down through the orbits of the 7 planets, or the 5 planets and the luminaries. And as the soul entered into the state of each of these planetary cycles, the god or the keeper of the planet bestowed something upon the soul. And Saturn bestowed upon the soul prudence and gravity, but it also supplied a kind of veil or vestment which locked the consciousness, the pure spiritual life, within a garment of prudence, within a structure of abstract mind. And this structure was embryonic, it was unborn, it was untried and untested. It wrapped the individual in a potential. And as man descended into the great ring of Saturn, according to the ancients, he received the potential of abstract mind, the power to become prudent. He did not become prudent, he merely gained the power to be. And as he descended beyond this into the sphere of Jupiter, another vestment was added over as a garment upon an undergarment. And man gained the potential power of being reasonable, the power to rationalize, the power to think things through, to philosophize, to idealize facts, and to gain the actual attribute of judgment.
In alchemical wisdom, few phrases resonate as deeply as above, so below. This Hermetic axiom encapsulates the profound interconnectedness between the cosmos and humanity, reflecting the mysteries of existence. Manly P. Hall, a luminary in the study of mysticism and alchemy, elaborated on these principles through his teachings, bringing together insights that bridge the material and the spiritual. Hall often described the universe as a vast living entity, a grand alchemical laboratory, where every element, including humanity, plays a crucial role in the divine process of transformation. Just as alchemists look to transmute base metals into gold, we too are invited to undergo a personal metamorphosis, evolving our base instincts into higher virtues. This journey is not merely an individual pursuit, but a reflection of the universal alchemy at play, where microcosm and macrocosm are in constant dialogue. At the heart of Hermetic philosophy lies the principle of correspondence, famously encapsulated in the phrase, as above, so below, as below, so above. This principle suggests that the structures and patterns we observe in the universe are mirrored within us. Just as the stars chart the heavens, our thoughts and actions shape our inner worlds. Consider a tree. Its roots delve deep into the earth while its branches reach towards the sky. The health of the tree is determined by both its hidden foundations and its visible growth. Similarly, Hall taught that our inner development directly influences our outer reality. If we nurture our minds and spirits, we contribute to a flourishing world. Hall's teachings also elaborate on the stages of the alchemical process: calcination, dissolution, separation, conjunction, fermentation, distillation, and coagulation. Each stage represents a phase in our transformation, urging us to confront and refine our inner selves. Calcination symbolizes the burning away of false beliefs, much like the purging of impurities in metals. This stage demands courage as we face our limitations and prejudices. Dissolution follows, where we dissolve the rigid structures of our ego, allowing fluidity and adaptability. This aligns with the Hermetic idea that true wisdom comes from recognizing our interconnectedness with all life. In separation, we discern what serves our growth from what hinders it, mirroring the discernment of the philosopher's stone, the essence of our true self. Conjunction unites opposites, reflecting Hall's belief in the harmony of dualities. Just as alchemical elements combine to create something greater, so too do our experiences coalesce into wisdom. Fermentation ignites a spiritual awakening, reminiscent of the mystical experiences that connect us to the divine. Distillation purifies our understanding, separating the essential from the superfluous, aligning with the Hermetic pursuit of clarity. Finally, coagulation represents the manifestation of the perfected self, a microcosmic reflection of the universe in its entirety. In conclusion, the phrase "as above, so below" serves as a profound reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. This ancient axiom, rooted in alchemical philosophy, encapsulates the essence of creation itself. Throughout our exploration of this blueprint, we've uncovered the delicate balance between the macrocosm and the microcosm, how celestial movements mirror our inner landscapes and how our thoughts and actions reverberate in the larger universe. First, let's recognize the significance of awareness. The journey of understanding begins with the realization that our individual choices influence the greater whole. Each thought, like a spark, ignites potential. Each action, a ripple in the fabric of reality. Next, we must acknowledge the transformative nature of the alchemical process itself. Just as base metals can be transmuted into gold, so too can our challenges be transformed into wisdom. Adversity, when approached with the right mindset, becomes a crucible for growth. Embracing this perspective encourages us to view obstacles not as hindrances, but as opportunities for alchemical change. Moreover, the integration of opposites emerges as a vital theme. The interplay of light and darkness, chaos and order, reminds us that dualities are not to be feared, but embraced. True harmony arises when we recognize that both aspects contribute to the wholeness of our experience. The alchemical blueprint of creation invites us to become conscious co-creators of our reality. By embodying the principles of awareness, transformation, integration, and clarity, we align ourselves with the universal truths that govern existence. As we carry these lessons into our lives, may we strive to live with intention, purpose, and an ever-deepening understanding of the sacred dance between the above and the below.